Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Miss Goldenlocks and today I am bringing you a video of first impressions. So there's been a lot of products that I've wanted to get my hands on and I haven't been able to because I've just been lazy and stuff, and some of the stuff had sold out so I had to order it online. So I've got my hand on quite a few different products today, so we're just going to do a full face of first impressions with regards to those products. So today I have the Makeup Revolution foundation sticks. So I have two. These were only £5 each. So I wasn't sure what shade I was and I had to do it online. So I've got 13 and 14. Now it says on their website 13 is for dark skin tones with a warm undertone and 14 is for dark skin with a neutral undertone. Now I know I have a warm undertone, but I don't think this is my shade. The one that I think is in my shade has a neutral undertone, so we'll just sort of have a look, and then obviously we're shade matching with face to neck to chest. As you can see, several different shades, so yeah, if you see me eventually one day scrape the toast like Charlemagne, don't be surprised, because trying a foundation match to this is a struggle. I then got two of their concealers, so I got 12 and 13, so we'll see how these goes. Yet again, I was shopping online. I did go into the store to swatch, and I believe 13 was a bit too dark and blended in with my foundation, but the lighter shade is 12, which there's a big difference it seemed, but we'll see how it goes. Now I really do like the W7 Banana Dreams setting powder, so I went on a website and they had a few things on sale, so I got their matte face spray, which is a lot tinier than what I thought it was going to be, because this doesn't even say how much is in it, but 18 milliliters, so barely anything considering my Urban Decay one is like huge. I then got a shade and swap, which I'm really excited to try because I saw it in Anarchy's video, and basically what you do is you take your brush with the eyeshadow on it and then you swirl it around and it completely cleans all the eyeshadow and you can use the same brush. So we will try that out to see if it works or not, and I think that was only about £2 maybe. And then they brought out this W7 Delicious palette, which if you look at the colours on the back, it very much looks like a dupe of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, so we'll see how it works. I mean, I always wanted to try that palette, but I wasn't sure. I mean, I don't do a lot on my eyes, as I say a lot, so spending £40 on a palette, I was like, but this was £5, so we'll try it, see if it works, see if it blends and things like that. I saw House of Sienna did a video on it, which I haven't watched yet because I want to give it like a fair review rather than as a dupe, just as an eyeshadow palette. I mean, the Anastasia one, Modern Renaissance, came out a while ago, so I don't know if this counts as a dupe or not. I mean, to be fair, it's not like some of the other brands that literally make dupes of everything. I don't know if W7 counts as a brand that just does dupes. I haven't looked at all their range and stuff, but I mean, it's always, you know, lower ended price, so you know, and the thing is, I don't know if it counts as a high street brand because, as I said, everything is lower priced, but at the same time, I haven't seen W7 really apart from at an outlet store. So yeah, I got an e.l.f. dip eyeliner. The last one that I had was a long-lasting one from Avon, which is one of the best ones I've ever had. So I thought I'll try this one just to see if it's just as good. I do like my Kat Von D one, but I hate the whole applique. I like to dip and flick. And then when you spent, I think it bought 3 items, you then got a free item on the website that I went on. So I bought the 3 W7 ones, and then I got this free silicone sponge, which, I mean, it's weird. I don't know if I like the feel, because this is pretty much, because it is silicone, it pretty much is like a boob implant in my hand. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, they're the new products. I'll put up some of the pictures of the images of what online says these colours look like. So what I'll do is I'll swatch the concealers, swatch the foundations, and then we will get into the video. So if we start with the foundation, so I'm going to go with the lighter one, which is F13. So I'm just going to swatch this on the back of my hand. So, oh, this is a nice colour. Okay, it's a nice colour. It's nice. It feels nice and creamy. It didn't sort of blotch as it went on, so that's quite nice. yeah, I don't really think this is my shade, but the undertone of the colour looks really nice. So this might be yet another foundation my sister gets, but I bought this one because it had the right undertone, and then I wanted to compare it to this one. Now I think there could be space for shades in between these two. Yeah, okay. So these two, F13, F14, you can see the jump. There is space for a shade in the middle. However, this one pretty much blended in with the back of my hand. So I think we'll go in, I guess, with this one on the face, which will be alright. So we'll just see how it goes with the undertone. As I said, I only bought the other one with regards to the undertone of it, so we'll see how this one works on my skin tone, sorry. And as I said, I'll put in the pictures of what they say on the website, what each one looks like, and then we can compare it to what it is on the skin. And then I've got C12, so we'll try this concealer. I just swatch it on the back of my hand. I've seen quite a few videos of these where people are looking at these after the Shape Tape, Tarte Shape Tape got cancelled. So this is, yeah, see, that's hella pale. Okay, well that's the first, that's 12. Okay, and then we're going to go in with 13. Okay, I've never done swatches before, so bear with me guys, that's 13. So as you can see, again, like, I think I'm somewhere in the middle bracket, because with all these, there's room for a difference. Like, there's room for shades in the middle of these two, and there's room for shades in the middle of these two. One's golden to brown, like, and that's, as I said, I bought everything, literally the next one, 13, 14, 12, 13. So, yeah, it literally jumps from shade to shade, but as I said, we'll see how it goes on the skin. So what I'm going to do is I am going to prime. I usually put the primer on the back of my hand, but, and then we will try, I will try using the sponge as an applicator as well, just to see how that works, because it is a, I didn't see any W7 primers, and to be fair, I wanted to keep things pretty cheap as well, because I just wasn't about spending too much money, especially when you bought products that aren't necessarily your shade and will work for you. I think the concealer may work for my sister, so she may get that, but other than that I'm not too sure. Actually, with the concealer swatch, what I might do as well is I might swatch my go-to LA Girl, if I can find it. Ah, here is my Pro Concealer, so we can just see how this shade matches up with the two that I use. So my go-to shade, yeah, I'd say that's somewhere in the middle of these two. It's a little bit lighter than the bottom one and darker than the other one, so I think this one's somewhere in the middle. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of my hand afterwards so you can get like a up close view of all the different things as well. So let's go in with the foundation stick. I don't really, something else I don't, as I said, I'm used to pumps, so this is something else I don't really know how much to apply, how little to apply, so we'll just see how it goes. So let's make some space so I can get to my mirror. Right. So we're going with the darker one, so we'll just put. Okay, we'll do the bottom first maybe, or we'll do one half first with the sponge, and then I might do the other half with the beauty blender. This feels really creamy, but it also feels really thick. I don't know if this is good for my oily skin or not, so I don't really know how you just smooth it out with it. I don't. Alright, we'll just kind of feel like I'm using an applicator to rub this in like cream. But we'll see how it goes. To be fair, it is blending out pretty seamlessly. So, as much as this still feels pretty weird, it is actually blending out pretty nicely. I don't know if that's more the foundation than the sponge, but yeah, it does actually look pretty good. Still, I mean, it took me a while to start using the beauty blender because I was always using brushes before, so I don't know if I'm quite ready to just pick this up and start with this yet, but yeah, it doesn't actually look bad. I think I might try. Let's add a little bit more around the eye. I had mascara and eyeliner on earlier, so yeah, it's still on, and I couldn't quite get it off without like taking everything off my skin. But no, I actually don't mind this at all, to be fair. But I have blended out this half of my face with the sponge. Overall it feels pretty good. It blended out pretty nicely and pretty smoothly. I don't know if I'll be picking it up over my beauty blender just yet, but yeah, it actually blended out pretty nicely. As for the foundation so far, still undecided. It's not quite as golden as I would like it with the shade of brown, but I'm going to go in and finish the other half with my beauty blender. So we're just going to go ahead and blend this out. Okay, so this is the foundation so far, blended out on both sides. It does look quite nice. As I said, my skin feels kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It feels moisturised because of the creamy texture of the foundation. So as I said, could potentially not be good for my oily skin. So this may have been one that I needed to set before I put the foundation on and possibly set my primer. But we will go in now with the concealer. So I think I might try one under one eye and one under the other, depending. We'll go in with 13 first, and if I feel like it's not bright enough, then we will go in with 12, but I think it should work. So we're just going to go in with this. I don't know, that actually looks like a pretty good match. Okay. So go in under the other eye, the tiny bit on the forehead, and on our smile lines, and a tiny bit on the upper lip. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and blend this out. Okay, so far it's blending out really nicely, but as it's blending out nicely, I'm not sure if it's highlighting as much as I'm used to with regards to the highlight under the face. So it's because it's blending out, I don't know, it's not as bright as what I'm used to with regards to my highlight, my concealer, sorry, with it brightening my under eyes. I think what I might do is I might go with just a little bit more right under the eye, or I might use the lighter one, just a little bit under the eyes, and then put a little bit more to blend it in with the other colour, so we can blend the two of them out together. Okay, and we're going to go in with the pointy side. Okay, that looks a little bit brighter. We're just going to blend that out with the bottom. Do the same this side. And just make sure that we're all blended out, all under the eye. Okay, and I think we're pretty set with the base. So this is it so far with the two products. So far I am liking it. I am feeling a bit dewy though, and for me that's usually not a good sign when it comes to me having oily skin. I like to feel matte and dry as soon as I've done my foundations and everything like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my powder and just try and set this, just to set the liquids and hopefully dry them out a bit. For a little while we go on to the eyes, which I am ready to experiment with. My eyes still at the moment with the first impression just feel a little bit greasy all under here. Usually if I put foundation on I do my whole eyes and my whole face for that even coverage. So if I feel like in the creases is a bit greasy, it's usually not a good sign for me. So far I like the coverage, I like the feel of them, I like the creaminess, but I think I might have to either go in with a matte setting spray or possibly a matte primer to balance it out. So I may try the foundation again with a matte primer just to see if it makes me feel a little less nervous, because I'm nervous at how it's going to feel. But we're going to go in with the eyeshadow palette. So these are the colours that we have, and it comes with a brush just like the Anastasia Beverly Hills one does. And let's have a look at the brush that it comes with. So we have a pointy ended brush and a fluffy brush. I might put in a picture of the Anastasia one just to see how it compares, because as I said, I'm not too sure, I haven't used it, so I'm not going to like prejudge on that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the brown first, just in the crease, and I might mix it with the dark purple colour as well. So we're just going to go in with these two. Oh, and it has a mirror as well, just the same. So we're going to go in with these two, and I'm using the brush that came with it as well, just to... First impression so far, I did mix the two colours together, just a little swirl on each. Now with the two colours mixed together, there wasn't enough to cover my whole eyelid with just those two little swirls, and they did actually blend together pretty nicely. As I said, I wasn't too sure if it was one of those dupes where if you buy a product like the Anastasia one for $40, you buy another one, it's not as good. As I said, I'm going to judge it on the eyeshadow palette, but you can't not notice the difference between the two. So I'm just going to go in on this side and just blend this out. Okay, now we've blended those two out, I'm going to try the shade and swap. So we're going to open this. Now I assume swap over shades of makeup colour by sweeping your brush over the sponge pad. Your previous colour will be removed in a couple of strokes. You're now ready for the next shade. So we're just going to swirl this, and it worked. There is nothing at all on the brush. It was brown and purple, and now it's completely black. I think what I'll do is I'll go in with another colour, let you see afterwards, and then after I've used the brush, and then before I swipe it and after I swipe it. So we're going to go in with this shade here, and plenty of product on there, so we swirled it a few times. I'm just going to go in with this colour and just placing it on the lid before I blend it out. So I'm going to place most of the product on and then blend it out into that brown. So far so good, it seems, with the palette. I'm not having any problems. As I said though, I don't do a lot with my lid because of the fact that I don't have much of a lid, so hang on a bit. So yeah, we're just gonna pack this nice colour on, blending that in. So far we haven't had a lot of fallout on the palette with regards to what we've got, so we do have a bit, as you can see, on my face, but I don't mind cleaning that afterwards either with a bit of concealer or foundation, so that's fine. I know this is why people do eyeshadow first, but I am a creature of comfort, so we stick to what we know. So I think that is it for the lid so far. So I think what we will do is we will go in then with the foil shade. So I think I'm going to take the more golden colour. So I think I'm going to try it with my finger first, and then try it with a okay, this is very flaky, as you can see. There's a lot of fallout doing this with my finger. Just trying to pack that and place it on. And then what I'll do is I'll go over and blend it out. Okay, so far I'm not feeling this too much. I mean, it did place okay, but it could have been a little better. And it was a bit sort of, when you packed it on, as you went to add a bit more, it's like what was there previously just fell off. So it didn't quite build up on what was there. Okay, we definitely need to tidy that up, so what I'll do is I'll tidy that up with some concealer. But as you can see, that so far, I'm going to take my brush, and I guess because this is a oh, I could take the other side because this is a flat-ended brush, and use the matte face fixer. Oh gosh, I know it's supposed to be a setting spray. Yeah, so even though it's a matte one, we'll try it and see. Gosh, better be careful, there's not a lot of product in this. And then we'll try applying it on the other lid with the brush. Okay, let's see how it goes on now. Okay, this is much better. So much better. Usually foil shades, should I say, are better with fingers, but this one is definitely better with the brush. It's a lot easier to control, and it's a lot more even as well, and you have more coverage with it. So yeah, definitely one for the foil shade. So I haven't blended it out yet, but if you look at this eye and then look at this eye, you can just see the difference. This side is definitely got a lot more coverage to it rather than the other eye, which I went in with my finger. So I'm just going to blend this out and then sort out the other eye. Okay, so I've just sprayed the mattifying fixed face spray, sorry, my bad, and then I'm just going to finish the look with my Alyssa Ashley Elf collab. I have really been loving this colour lately. I know I have several colours that look exactly the same. At first I wasn't sure about it because if it was half gloss, half the colour, so I've either got glosses this shade or actual lip products this colour, but this one is the first of the mix of the two, but I actually really love it, especially as my lips have mostly healed now from where I did the face mask a couple of months ago. This is definitely for me. So I think with the eye that we did, this nice nude colour would go really well. And I know this was supposed to be a video of first impressions, but we had only 2 products, I think, that weren't first impression products. So with regards to this so far, I definitely feel like the mattifying spray has helped with the oil I felt underneath my eyes, just in here. So first impression so far is this seems cool. As I said, we'll have to see for a couple of hours to see how it goes, but this is more of a first impression video. So with regards to everything, I think I'm going to take everything step by step and go through it. So foundation, I do like. At first I wasn't sure. As I said, it may be something that you have to work around with regards to oil control if you have oily skin, and definitely tread lightly with it if you got oily skin. I think if you've got dry skin, then it will definitely work better for you because it feels creamy and moisturizing. Like, this does feel really nice. So overall, I think this definitely is a win, and for £5 you can't go wrong. Let's see how much product you get for, yeah, all of this for £5. Yeah, I think you're good, and I've barely, you know, scratched the surface with it, especially including as I cleaned up under my eye as well as using it on my face. So not bad for £5. The concealers, I don't think it's enough to make me move away from my LA Girl Pro concealer. I feel like if they had a shade in between these two, I would definitely use it more often to give it a good go. But as I said, there's nothing wrong with these things. I just wish they had an in-between shade between the beige and the light brown. Just one. And it would work. I mean, to be fair, the 2 of them did work really well together and really nicely. Like, I do like the 2 of them, but it's just, yeah, if just that, just one more shade, just one, please, in between these 2, and I can make the change. Especially this was only £4, so just add that shade. I'll be ready to invest. Will I use these again? Probably. I might try between the 2. I don't know if I give the paler one to my sister yet. As I said, because I quite like that at first at the top, and then this one further down. I think this one is definitely for a less intense highlight and conceal for your high points, so I definitely will use this one necessarily, even if it's just for my smile lines. Before I set it, I will probably use this one again. As I said, I might give this to my sister if I'm feeling nice. If not, I might try and work the 2 together. But yeah, if they had my shade, because I do like the applicator, because with the LA Girl you've got to push it up and then use it. I do really like the applicator on this. So yeah, if they had a shade, then I would definitely adapt to this. I do like the fact that this is a stick. I've always wanted to try a stick foundation, and I saw a lot about the Hourglass one, but as I said, I'm not the best at I'm not an MUA or anything like that. I just like makeup, so I'm not going to spend £45 or something on a foundation just to try it to see what it's like. £5, I can buy 2, even if one's not my shade, because it's £5. I mean, we're still not out here to waste money, and I might give this to my sister as well. I mean, it might be a little too dark for her, but she's going Barbados soon, so it might be a summer shade, so that'll be fine. I did like this applicator. It still feels weird. Still feels like I'm, you know, blending my makeup with a boob or whatever, because it is silicone. This is pretty much what I imagine a fake boob to feel like. So yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird, but it blended out pretty nicely because I used it on this side of my face. So overall, definitely still, especially as it was free as well, so I can't complain. So yeah, definitely good. Will it stop me from using my beauty blender? Being a creature of comfort, unless it's really good, I'm not necessarily going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm dropping something I've used for a while. So we might play around with it and see how it goes. Overall though, I do think this is actually a really good thing. There's barely any product on it as well, considering I used half my face. But I think at the same time, I do like the fact that the Beauty Blender picks up product, because then when I blend out my concealer with the Beauty Blender I've used my foundation on, I feel like it blends a bit more seamlessly between the 2. But overall, I do actually quite like this. So not necessarily something to make me change my routine, but it's still pretty good. What have we got next? With eyes, I'm undecided anyway, because I don't have a lot on my eye. I mean, to be fair, the final eye look did actually come out pretty nicely on the 2 of them. so I'm not mad, to be fair, with regards to it. I'll probably try it again and see if I get any more looks out of this. I mean, will it stop me? I'm not going to drop my Morphe eyeshadow palettes and then go buy this instead. I don't think I'm definitely, you know, that comfortable with that. As I said, I'm pretty biased with this because I'm a creature of comfort. So if it's got to be amazing for me to not use what I use all the time. This wasn't amazing for me. I mean, I like the mirror and how clean the mirror is, and I do like the colours in it. But yeah, it's not the best. So for me, this has been the most sort of hitty, missy sort of thing. It's somewhere in the middle. It's not a hit. It's not necessarily a miss, but it's okay. Shade and swap. I think this has a lot of potential. I used it with the brush and it took all of it off. As I said, I wouldn't necessarily try it with anything that's had liquid on it, so with the foil shades or anything like that I won't necessarily try it. I don't know if you can buy replacement sponges when it gets too dirty or how you'd wash it or anything like that, so yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But overall, definitely a star buy, and it was like $1.99, so I didn't even know these existed, so definitely happy with that. And I mean, I like dip pot eyeliners anyway, so this is definitely for me. I do like it. Do like the way it draws and how thin it is as well. With like the ones with the applicator one, they tend to go thin to thick. I like my eyeliner thin the whole way across. So yeah, definitely a win for me. So overall, I think with what I spent, it was a success, because I think I spent £5 on these each. These were £4. I'd have to double check this spray, but I'll put this in. I mean, this is tiny, it's 18 milliliters, so if it's anything over £2, then it won't necessarily be worth it for me, but we'll see how it goes. This was like £2, definitely a win. I mean, this was £5, but at the same time, when you think about it and compare it to Morphe, I mean, you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so you get 14 shades for a £5. I mean, a Morphe palette's like, what, 20 quid, and you get way more. So I don't know if necessarily for me it would be a win. I'd rather spend the money and just get a Morphe palette if you were looking to go cheaper palettes. But I think overall, for like a high street haul, if you like, because I don't do drugstores, I think that's more American, but this is more high street brands that you can go and get in like town and stuff. So for a high street haul, I think this was pretty successful with the products that I've got. Everything's pretty good quality. As I said, the final look didn't come out too bad. Everything I've got here, including including my primer, which is Elf, which you can buy at Superdrug. So yeah, this pretty much was a whole complete high street face, if you like. And yeah, as I said, apart from the eyes, definitely a win and a success. So I don't like to waste money, so you know, overall coin well spent. As I said, I would like a couple more in between shades from Makeup Revolution, but I mean, they've done it on such a cheap budget. I think I can't hate, you know. They didn't sort of half-heartedly do it. They did sort of have a wide range of things. It's just, as I said, with these sort of areas, they are missing just one in between shade. But overall, this was actually a success. So I've really enjoyed doing this video. I know at points I was a bit like concentrating so hard that it may not have looked like I was enjoying it, because I'm just trying to analyze as I'm going along and stuff. But no, I actually quite like this. I do like most of the products I've got. So yes,